Hey guys, it's April, and today I'm going to show you how to get this look. This makeup look is inspired by Yvonne Marquis in a short film called Puce Moment, directed by Kenneth in 1949. It's a quick little 6-minute short depicting a very beautiful and glamorous woman doing various different things like trying on perfume very opulently. I've never seen anybody quite put perfume on in this way, but I now learned that it's the only way to apply perfume. There's some scenes with her kind of posing with this beautiful beaded sheath of fabric. I think it could be a gown, it could just be a scarf, I'm not quite sure, but it's beautiful. And there's a scene with her kind of lying down on a chaise lounge with lights kind of changing in front of her. And then the last, which is my favorite, and that's her posing on a balcony with some Russian Wolfhounds, and she's just sunbathing, and she does all of this while wearing a beautiful puce colored gown. And a little bit more about puce at the end of this tutorial. It's very fascinating. I didn't really know much about it until I decided to do this look, and I am just very entertained. But anyways, enough of me talking. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to get this look. It's kind of garish, but I love it. I think it's beautiful. It's a little bit kitsch. I'm surprised that this wasn't like a 60s look. I was surprised that this film was made in 1949 just because this makeup is so kitsch. But yeah, the more you know. Enough of me talking, I'm going to go show you how to get this look. And by the way, there is no hair tutorial this time around. I just really didn't feel like filming it. But basically, I just curled some front pieces of my hair and then pinned them up so it looks like a little cropped hairdo. And then honestly, the rest of my hair has been pulled back in a ponytail and then like pinned to the back of my head. So yeah, enough of me talking, on to face. Starting off with our base, Yvonne looks like she has a very medium to sheer coverage foundation. And so I'm going to take my own custom blend of colors, and with a damp beauty sponge, I'm going to go ahead and blend that out. I like to use a beauty sponge because it keeps it sheer. Next, I'm going to set the entire face with some loose translucent powder. I like to start with my under eyes and around my nose because that seems to crease first. And then I'm going to go ahead and just powder the rest of my face. I am taking a mauve colored lipstick and applying that onto the center of my eyelid and blending that out. I feel like Yvonne has a bit of a mauve undertone coming through underneath her eyeshadow. And after I do that, I'm just going to set it with a little bit of loose powder. Moving on to eyebrows, I am taking an angled brush and some black mascara. Yes, that's right, black mascara. And I'm going to go ahead and use this to fill in my eyebrows. I like this method a little bit more than using a black eyeliner pencil. And if you have a black pomade, that would work even better. But you want to have a really, really dark, solid eyebrow that has a nice little arch to it. Moving on to eyes, I am going to take a muted olive green eyeshadow on a wide shader brush, and I'm also going to dip into a more dark chartreuse kind of green. And here I am kind of mixing the color into the brush so that it's well incorporated. I'm going to concentrate this color in the inner and outer corner of the eye from lash line to brow bone. And slowly I'm going to feather that color into the center, trying to keep the majority on the inner and outer corner, dipping back into the eyeshadow to really build up the intensity. I really want to saturate it, but in just key areas. So the inner, outer corner, and the brow bone. I'm taking a fluffy blending brush and dipping into a dark green eyeshadow. I'm going to focus this color on the inner and outer corner. We're building up dimension by doing this, and if you need a little help blending, you can always dip back into that olive green. Taking a combination of those greens on that shader brush, I'm going to smoke out my bottom lash line with it. With a fine liner brush, I'm going to dip into that dark green eyeshadow with a touch of a charcoaly black. And I'm going to run this on my top lash line to smoke it out a bit. It's going to be a little bit soft. It's not super dark or defined, just to add a little bit of definition. With some black liquid eyeliner, I'm going to go ahead and line my top lash line as close to the lash line as possible. And then I'm just going to give it a tiny little baby wing. This is really mostly for a base for your eyelashes. With a black eyeliner pencil, I'm going to go ahead and line my bottom waterline. Give your lashes a little bit of curl. And go ahead and apply heaps of mascara just to the top lashes. We aren't going to do any mascara to the bottom lashes today. I'm taking a very long, dramatic, synthetic, spiky pair of false eyelashes and just plopping them on top of my top lash line. I want them to be very spiky and spidery-like and very synthetic and over the top and garish. To intensify the spideriness, I'm going to take some mascara and run them through my eyelashes in a windshield wiper motion. I'm taking a black liquid eyeliner and lining my top lash line just to hide the band. Next, I'm taking a pink and coral eyeshadow with just a touch of puce, if you will. And on a round blush brush, I'm going to apply that to the tops of my cheeks and slowly sweep that into my temples. It really kind of drapes and frames the face. I'm also going to add a touch of this onto my nose, on the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my forehead and chin, just to rosy up the face. Now I'm applying some gloss just to get a little slip and to moisturize the lips. With a fine lip brush, I'm going to pick up a true red and a candy apple red. And this product has a little bit of a sheen to it. And I'm going to go ahead and just fill in my lips. I am mostly sticking to my natural lip shape, but I am making my Cupid's bow just a little bit more pointed. I really like this lip product though because it is kind of sheer and it has a nice lip. And I feel like it's very reminiscent to Yvonne's lip color in this film. With that same brush, I'm going to pick up a high shine lip gloss and I'm going to go ahead and just apply that to the centers of my lips and feather it out a little bit. I'm applying coconut oil to my eyelids, just pressing it onto the eye look. It adds that sheen and that gloss, but it doesn't feel sticky. It's very wearable. And this is it for the completed look. As always, I have so much fun creating these looks, and this one is no exception. I love garish makeup. I like garish looks. I like over the top. I love people who aren't afraid to like venture out and channel these types of looks. They're my favorite. They make my heart aflutter. I absolutely love it. And green eyeshadow and red lipstick, it's a beautiful combination, just as beautiful as blue eyeshadow and red lipstick. I love it. It's over the top and it's fun and I adore it. And I really appreciate these types of looks, especially in like today's times. I feel like, you know, when you have Instagram makeup and everything's so like retouched and face-tuned and everybody wants their makeup looks to look absolutely and perfectly blended, I appreciate these kind of rough looks where, you know, the blending is a little shoddy and the color combinations might be kind of questionable. I appreciate it so much more. I feel like I just spit right now. If I did, I'm sorry. It's gross. I'm sorry. But yeah, lots of fun wearing this look. As promised, I was going to talk a little bit more about puce. So puce is a type of color. It's kind of a mixture between brown and purple. Sometimes it pulls a little bit pink. Sometimes it'll pull a little bit gray. It's a little muddy. And basically it's a color that I guess was named after puce, which is a flea, a type of flea. And there's various shades of puce. There isn't one like perfect shade where like this is puce. There's kind of like different stages. And as you know it, all all referencing different stages of that flea. So, you know, you have like a baby flea and it's one color, and a slightly more mature flea and it's a different color, and then a really, really old fat one and that's a different color. And puce and fleas go hand in hand. And I think that's kind of nice. Plus, there's also a bit of a sexual connotation to the word puce. It could also mean an sexual itch that one may have. Hello, Janice Weiss entered the chat. But yeah, so I kind of wonder what exactly Kenneth had in mind when he decided to name this film Puce Moment. Was it just based off of the color gown that she was wearing? Was it the sexual connotation that the word has? Was it just the fact that it's a color named after a type of flea? I don't know, but either way, a really, really awesome film, and I absolutely love it. I love the colors. It's so inspiring. And by the way, did I mention that I was gonna leave a link down below to watch the short film? There are two versions. One that was made in 1949, which was the original with really like crazy orchestral music going on in the background, and then it's re-released in 1970 with more like psychedelic rock music, I think by Jonathan Halpert. The last name might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Jonathan Halpert. Anyways, I don't want to make this outro too long. As always, I'm going to leave a list of all the products I use down below in the description box. And if you guys have any questions, you can feel free to ask them down below as well. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, until next time.